8 years of being a college student, business founder, and the content creation in 20 minutes. I promise that after this video, you can combine between all of these three in a perfect harmony. And you can do it from now. And the way that I'm going to do it, I'm going to tell you the stories, I'm going to give you the lessons, and then I'm going to give you a secret of mine. So it all began when I was very young, okay? Actually, at a very young age, I started doing one and another, but not very consistently. As an example, at the age of 8, I was doing filming with my Nokia. It was like some bullshit photos, but it was sort of what I'm doing right now. At the same time, I was in school, and at the same time, I was doing some business ideas, selling water, selling fireworks to my friends, stuff like that all the time, which gave me the habit that helped me later on in my life. So at the age of 14, I realized that, there's something called YouTube. I can do what I love, and also it seems like everyone is making a job out of it, so I might also do that. So I make it my job, at the same time, I get paid for it, and at the same time, it is literally what I love doing. So I'm gonna do that anyway, so I might as well just do it and get paid for it and make it my job and start a career. And since then, I never stopped. And it didn't take me a long time to realize that, it's not profitable, especially as a content creator in Moroccan dialect. So I was using Moroccan dialect, which is a dialect in Arabic. We're talking about a niche of a niche here, okay? Which is, let's just say the CPM and the RPM are not so great. So the AdSense will give you 5% of what other people get, or at best he'll give you like 10%. Right? So it will take a long time for you to even build the brand, or just continue, to get what you invested. If you invest something, it's almost not likely that you'll get it back, at least in the first few years. And this is like one mistake that I did. I didn't know that. So I invested money. I collected a lot of money for like a few years. And I said, you know what? I'm going to put it all in. I put the money, ended up just losing money. Until 3 years later that I just literally just made up for what I lost. But also it's 3 years of work. So it's like those things that really were like, dude, I wish if I just knew this, that will change the entire trajectory, and that's why I'm doing this. So balancing between the three can be tricky. You are in college, and that needs a lot of, it's a world of itself. You are a business founder, and dude, that is even of a bigger world. And then you are a content creation. There's like right now, just looking at the stats, everyone wants to be a content creator, which means there's a lot of competition, and which means that a very small percentage that will actually make the cut. It's just what it is, and it's something that I knew when I was young. I was like, this is something that will just grow exponentially as we grow up, and this is literally what is happening. The tricky thing about it is that people that are breakthrough, it's like, if you're super famous right now, like, good. And we're not saying super famous as you have few hundreds of thousands subscribers, because look, there is influencers and there's micro influencers. There is someone who has 70,000 followers, 70,000 subscribers. That's not an influencer. That's just a micro influencer. So that's also like something to keep an eye on. So people that be like, I am an influencer, I am a YouTuber, and I am an Instagrammer, and you see like all of the accounts and the platforms combined, it's like what, 100, 200, 300,000. That's not content creation, and it is content creation, but it's not influence. It's micro influence. You influence very limited amount of people that, sure, you influence them one way or another. So this is almost like one thing that you have to comprehend. So you keep your ego low, okay, and you keep your head to the ground and start working. So the essence, look, before you start combining college, business founding, and content creation, do this one thing. Apply the 20-80% rule. it's mentioned in the book, The 4-Hour Work Week, so amazing in relation to this subject, because it literally says that in most industries, the ratio is even higher than 80 to 20. So it's 95 to 5, 90 to 10, etc., which means that 5% of the work that you put in gives you 95% of the results that you get. It's an absurd ratio. It's absurd. This means if you only do that 5% and you literally eliminate 95% of the work that you usually do, you will get 95%. It's almost no difference. 95% of the results, and you will get 95% of your time back. And you're like, dude, is this real? It is real. So I'm going to continue with the book. I'm going to also give you a data that I have collected. So the book says, and this is like one of the biggest books about entrepreneurship of all time. And the dude also talks about college, also talks about business founding, also talks about content creation, because writing a book is also some sort of content. It's literally content. It just that is not video, which most people know. It's like audio visual content, but he just makes written content. We don't see that all the time because it's rare. It takes more time to develop a book, to write a book, to publish a book, etc., let alone market the book. So he says, I really did that, and the first thing that you have to do is, so you collect data, and that's why I told you I'm going to give you my data. You collect your data. So as an example, you are in college, just open a spreadsheet or a paper if you have no idea what's a spreadsheet in Excel. So you do that spreadsheet and you type down anything that you think it is actually affecting your college. So your college degree, your college level, whatever. And then you write down the time. Preferably it's as long as possible. Like for me, I did more than 3 years, 13 months. But for a lot of people that might not be applicable. So do whatever works best for you. Just make it as long as possible so the results are actually accurate and represent the reality, because sometimes you can get some sort of bullshit results if the period is too slow. It's too small. Because even actually, this is a scene from the Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad is a Netflix series that it was popular a long time ago. And there's this series when he was doing lottery. He went to this shop and she was like, what do you want? He went actually to the bank. He gave her a penny. And she said, what do you want? Do you want to deposit a penny or what? He said, do you know that if we flip a penny 1,000 times, the result will be 60% head and 40% tail. But if we do it 10,000, the closer will get closer to 50%. And the more we do that, it's like the more we high up the number of times that we flip the coin, the closer we get to the 50%. And this is literally what it is, because this is the science of probability. People literally use this in engineering. I literally have an engineering friend that was all obsessed about this, because like the more data you have, the more accurate the results. So even that you might be procrastinating, this is not the time to be procrastinating, because what you have to comprehend is that that's the cost of your dreams, of getting to where you want, of getting to the place that you're actually happy with, and being the version of yourself that you're proud of. So yeah, just do the fucking spreadsheet. So you type the spreadsheet, you make huge periods, and you track everything. For me, I tracked 18 metrics. For you, it might be 4. I just don't recommend to be less than 10, being honest. Just do a lot, because we have a lot of stuff that affect us. In fact, I did 18 initially. Now I have 25 metrics. All of them tracking. And I can track more, but it will not make that much of a sense. In fact, I'm going to cut it down to 18, because once you go a certain level, so I think 20, it's like once you pass 20, it's just bullshit. It's like, I can say that anything affects me. It's like the weather affected me because I'm going to change my clothing. That's bullshit. So you want to make the real stuff that affects you no matter what. And that's why you have to choose a long period of time to eliminate all of the crappy stuff. And usually it's related to habits. So it's like what you do as habits, what you do daily, what you do weekly. It might be, it has to cover all of the aspects of your life. So for me, actually what I realized, I did more than one data collection. So I did data for everything alone. As an example, I did data for my life, so tracking every habit. So I did all of the 3 in one take. You know what I mean? And you can do that too, because it's your life. So I did that. But the business founding and also the content creation were actually more complex than just to put them on my life habits tracking, because there is a lot of stuff that goes into them. And that's why a lot of people say that it's not business until you get an accountant, because that accountant job is the big deal. I literally studied finance for 2 months in college, so I had an idea. Like, I know people in finance until now. Actually, one of them was like literally, I wouldn't say an employee, but that's literally that's what it looks like at that time. So it's like 3 years ago, for like few months. But the thing is, he's an awesome dude. So I have the connections, you know. I understand finance. And look, finance is very important for any business. And when you're small, when you're a business founder, you probably can't hire a accountant. So you might as well just be your own accountant. And I'm not saying literally go read about accountant or finance, whatever. Although I studied it for 2 months, I didn't really use any of that. Like, probably just one idea that you can get. Just go to the bank, your bank, whatever, and tell them, like, give me my tracking history for the past 3 months. Get that, okay, and copy it and make it something else. So it's like, let's say that you have a business, or the same thing goes for content creation. If there is a video that you spent, let's say $1, $2, $5, $100, I don't know what's your size, okay, so I'm gonna write it down. This video made me $3, okay, write it down, and you go, and the list goes on. And if you want to be more detailed, like I did, I put there everything. So when it comes to transportations, how much I literally did spend on taxis, how much I spent on people that were with me, if I bought any food, if I gave any tips. So like someone filmed me, like how much did I pay him? Everything must be there, so you know where your money is going, which ones are giving you the highest ROI, because you already did that. So you might as well just get the most benefit out of that, and just don't be just like a dummy, just go in like there. It's like a chicken without a head. Just go anywhere. So don't be that. Look at the data, analyze it, make decisions, and go on. And every now and then, go back, refill the data, do the same thing, and keep the process going. And I really believe that the best of systems out there are the people that can do this process very repeatedly, and that's why you see people like Alex Hormozi, by the way. He says, I literally rate people's success on the time between when they have an idea and when they actually put it to action, because that time is literally what it takes. Right? And then that time, what happens, it will be called feedback loops. And that's literally what the concept that I am talking about. It's like you do something, you have the data, you analyze it, you make decisions, then now you're doing the same thing, but now new behavior. It's like you're doing it with the decisions that you've made. I'm going to give you an example. So there is content that I was making. So this year I actually produced so much quantity, like volume content, and on my Moroccan account, okay, that I told you about earlier. So I was producing content, and I was repurposing content, etc., to get more data, so I understand like which one's better than which ones, etc. And I had this problem. That I was like, I cannot get views if you don't spend money on my videos, and the problem that my videos don't get me any money, so it's not profitable. So does this mean that I can't make viral videos? I was like, dude, of course not. There is so much viral videos that seems like they're not costing a lot of money. So if there is a way I'm gonna find it, the way I'm gonna find it is look at the data. So I repurposed a lot of content, right? At first it was just me doing stuff. Then I sort of thought about it, but it was always in the back of my head. All right. So I did repost a lot, make new content, etc. At the end, like what, 9 months, 8 months later, I was okay. Now I have, good volume, and you can do more than this, by the way, because I didn't have the intention, as I told you. I was just doing what I usually do. Then I analyzed. It's like if you want to do the same thing, you can do it like in 1-2 months, probably less. I'm pretty sure. Like I will tell you even how to do that in a second. So I analyzed all of those videos, but this time I did something different. I analyzed 91 videos, right? Repurposed or not, new or old, doesn't matter. Just that they were published in that period. Just like in this year, like in 2024. But the trick that comes with it is what? Is only the videos that costed me $0. So I didn't spend a single penny on all of the 91 videos. So if there is videos of them that got me views, those are the videos that I should focus on and understand what makes the difference between the videos that I spent zero money on and got me views and the videos that I still didn't spend anything and didn't get me views. That's what I should study. And I put down the 91 videos. I realized that there is about 13 that were about 40,000, 50,000. I don't remember the number exactly, but it was somewhere there. And there's about there's about 18 that were below 2,000 views. I was like, okay, so this is data, and there's big chunk, okay? Big chunk. It's like 80, 75% just in the middle, just standing there. I was like, okay, the biggest gap, obviously, is the middle. We have these extremes. Now I have to study it. And it's not like study, I'm going to do something crazy. I just look at it and I'm like, okay, what are the top 10 has in common? I was like, most of them are ads. Okay. And so it's like, most of them are ads. Most of them look good. And really, it's like most of them are ads. That was like the main thing. When I went to the worst things, I was like, well, the quality is shit. I filmed them like a lot of years ago with my iPhone 6s, so the quality was bad. And it seems like there's me filming selfie videos commonly and those down. I was like, okay, so what's the decision I make? Is like, make more ads, or because I knew it's like not easy, it's like just make more ads. Of course I want to make more ads and get more money. It's not, that's my best, This is like another process of itself. So it's like, even if I don't make ads, make videos like ads. So I have to study what makes those ads pop up, right? So is it like the way that I presented? Is it the pressure that I had? Is it me trying to convince them? Is it the actual, like if it's a coffee that I'm making an ad for, is it that coffee that got me views? It's like what it is. And for me, it was like just me saying that like the form of an ad is different than other videos. It's like if I'm gonna say this is the best restaurant in the city, it makes so much sense to watch it than just saying, well, today I'm going to grab lunch or whatever. I don't do that, but just giving an example here. So I was like, okay, so do that. So now what I shouldn't do is film less selfies, because those videos they were usually in third person. So most of them were actually filmed by a tripod, I believe, because they were new. Otherwise, they were all in third person. Probably like if someone is filming you, you'll get about the same feeling. And what I shouldn't do is basically make my videos look good. Don't upload some shitty images, and don't film with iPhone 6s. That's what's due. And very old videos like usually don't do as great. Except if there is a concept behind it, it's like transformation or anything. And that was it. So I'm literally giving you my data and my decisions, which is not only like the biggest thing that people like are afraid to tell other people. It's literally the base of the business. It's like, this is my content creation, everything I'm telling you. And the reason why, because even that I'm saying it, I know that even if people hear it, people are like, most people are dumb. Like they will not even fucking apply it. They'll be like, this guy is fucking, I don't know. Just make some fucking bullshit excuse. I'm literally giving you my fucking data. I'm literally doing fucking work for you and I'm giving you the data, but most people don't. Like, I don't know. It's just what it is. So this was the content creation part. And the thing is, like, I did the same thing with my business founding, okay, which is always in relation to my content creation, okay. But I had to do that. Just understand, like, you have to do that because you understand what are the things that are giving you the highest ROI, what are the biggest time spendings, what are the whatever stuff that you should cut off, the stuff that you should do more, etc. And the same thing goes for college. Personally, I didn't analyze anything about college, which now that I think about it, it's like I should do that actually, because I am in college. I have to fucking study that. Like, what are the times? It's like I did get that with my personal analysis about my habits. I realized that, well, when I do college and I do other stuff with it, I tend to do way better than when I just do college or just do nothing, just not do college. So I realized that when I do college and I do stuff with it, it's like, as an example, sales. It's like business founding, okay? And also content creation, which what I'm talking about. I found that this combination, for me personally, works great. So all of this video is literally based on data that I've never said to anyone else, like even the closest friends that are in this industry. I never talked about my data because I think it is actually the most precious and important resource that anyone can have. And I'm literally giving it to you fucking for free. And look, as I promised, like, the knowledge you get here will set you literally, like, now you are ready to stay in college, create content, and be a business founder. And do that with no fucking problem. That's what I promised. And what you've seen here, you can never unseen. And from this exact moment, you can apply it now. So you might as well subscribe.